the Weeknd.
Abel Tesfaye, known by his stage name the Weeknd, is a Canadian PBR&B recording artist and record producer. In late 2010, Tesfaye anonymously uploaded several songs to YouTube under the name the Weeknd. He released 3 9-track mixtapes throughout 2011, House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence, which were critically acclaimed. The following year, he released a compilation album, Trilogy, consisting of remastered versions of the mixtape material and 3 additional songs. It was released under Republic Records and his own label XO. In 2013, he released his debut studio album Kiss Land, which was supported by the singles Kiss Land and Live For. The Weeknd has received praise from several music publications, including Pitchfork, MTV, BET, Rolling Stone, XXL and The Source. MTV's John Norris has dubbed him the songbird of his generation, and the best musical talent since Michael Jackson.
Early life.
The Weeknd was born Abel Tesfaye in Scarborough, Ontario, on February 16, 1990. He is of Ethiopian descent. He grew up listening to a variety of music genres, including soul, quiet storm, hip-hop, funk, indie rock, and post-punk. Because Tesfaye's father was never around when he was growing up, and his mother was constantly working, his grandmother took care of him most of his young life. Because of this, Abel speaks fluent Amharic. It was the first language he learned. Tesfaye says he adopted the stage name, the Weeknd, after dropping out of high school at the age of 17 and, along with a fellow crew member, left one weekend and never came home. The spelling was modified to avoid copyright issues with a Canadian band already named The Weeknd.
Career. 2010-11, Beginnings and Mixtapes.
In Toronto, Tesfaye met producer Jeremy Rose, who had an idea for a dark R&B musical project called The Weeknd. After trying to pitch the idea to musician Curtis Santiago, Rose played one of his instrumentals for Tesfaye, who freestyled over it, and they began working on an album. He produced 3 songs, What You Need, Loft Music, and The Morning, and others that Tesfaye rapped on, which Rose ultimately scrapped. Rose let Tesfaye keep the tracks he had produced under the condition that he would ultimately be credited for them. However, in December 2010, Tesfaye uploaded What You Need, Loft Music, and The Morning to YouTube under the name the Weeknd, though his identity was initially unknown. The songs drew attention online through word of mouth, including a blog featuring the songs posted by Toronto-based rapper Drake, who also helped generate interest in the Weeknd. They subsequently received coverage from outlets such as Pitchfork Media and the New York Times. On March 21, 2011, Tesfaye released the 9-track mixtape House of Balloons for free through his website. It featured production by Ilangelo and Doc McKinney, although it did not credit Rose for his tracks. House of Balloons was met with critical acclaim, and was named as one of 10 shortlisted nominees for the 2011 Polaris Music Prize. In July, the Weeknd embarked on a tour and delivered his first performance at the Mod Club in Toronto. The hour-and-a-half-long performance created buzz about him. His next performance took place at Toronto's Molson Canadian Amphitheatre. He collaborated with rapper Drake and appeared as one of the special guests to Drake's second annual OVO Fest on July 31, 2011. During the summer, the press noted that the Weeknd refused to participate in interviews and chose to only communicate via Twitter. His second mixtape Thursday was released on August 18, 2011, as a free digital download from the Weeknd's website, and was well received by critics. The Weeknd's third mixtape, titled Echoes of Silence, was released on December 21, 2011. Upon this release, the 3 2011 mixtapes were collectively known as the Balloons Trilogy, each receiving critical acclaim and growing Tesfaye's fanbase.
2012 present, touring and record deal.
In April 2012, the Weeknd began his U.S. tour by performing at the Coachella Festival. He and his band visited various major cities, and culminated in New York, where 2 sold-out shows were positively reviewed by Rolling Stone. Tesfaye and his tour band continued in major European festivals, including the Primavera Sound festivals in Spain and Portugal, Wireless Festival in London, plus concerts in Paris and Brussels. At his debut UK show in London, he covered Michael Jackson's Dirty Diana in front of an audience which included Katy Perry and Florence Welch. In June, it was reported that the Balloons trilogy had been downloaded 8 million times and that it would be formally released later in the year. In September 2012, the Weeknd signed with Republic Records in a joint venture with his own imprint label XO. The compilation album Trilogy was released in November, consisting of remastered versions of the mixtapes and 3 additional songs. It also officially credited Rose as a producer and writer on 3 songs from House of Balloons. On December 9, the BBC announced that the Weeknd had been nominated for the Sound of 2013 poll. On May 16, 2013, the Weeknd premiered the title track to his debut studio album Kiss Land, which he said will be released on September 10. It was also promoted by the singles Belong to the World, Live For featuring Drake and the Weeknd's The Fall Tour beginning in September. Kiss Land received generally positive reviews from music critics. The Weeknd also appeared on the soundtrack to The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, contributing Devil May Cry, and featuring on Elastic Heart, the second single from the soundtrack. In February 2014 the Weeknd remixed the Beyond single Drunk in Love. The remix was more of a cover, as the Weeknd tweaked the beat to fit better with his version of the song, that is told through the male perspective.
Artistry.
The Weeknd's songs are built around a fogged, crepuscular production, and feature slow tempos, rumbling bass, and forlorn echoes. The Weeknd sings in a falsetto register, and exhibits a pleading, anxious tone. J.D. Considine finds his singing's tremulous quality similar to Michael Jackson, but writes that he eschews Jackson's strong basis in the blues for a more Arabic-influenced melisma. His music incorporates samples that are unconventional in R&B production, including punk and alternative rock. Mark Hogan of Spin says that the Weeknd's samples tend to draw from rock critic-approved sources, though generally ones that already share elements of his sexual menace, with samples of artists such as Beach House, Siouxsie and the Banshees, and Aaliyah. The Weeknd worked mostly with producers Ilangelo and Doc McKinney, whom Pitchfork Media's Ian Cohen credits with developing a state-of-the-art R&B template with the Weeknd. In concert, the Weeknd reappropriates their digitized productions with a sweet-like arena rock aesthetic. His emotional, plaintive lyrics often express feelings of hurt and deal with subject matter such as sex, drugs, and partying. Herman Hobie of The Guardian characterizes the Weeknd songs as narcotized slow jams, and delineates their message as partying as an existential experience, sex is fraught with alienation, and everything registers as unreal and unsettling. The Guardian's Paul Mackins interprets the Weeknd's trilogy of mixtapes as a rough trajectory of party, after party and hangover. Ann Upa Mystery of the Toronto Standard observes throughout his mixtapes a cast of supine, stoned zombie women, whose legs willingly part after being plied with substances and who morph into threats only when coming down and feeling vulnerable. The Weeknd viewed that, by singing vulgar, ignorant lyrics in an elegant, sexy way, he is paying homage to R. Kelly and to some degree Prince. Music journalists associate the Weeknd with PBR&B, an emerging wave of recording artists whose music expands on the sound and sensibility of R&B. Mystery writes that he will be obsequiously praised as the future of R&B music, because he's a black singer, not because he's making quantifiable, canonical R&B. Allmusic's Andy Kellman categorizes him as an alternative R&B act. Prior to his major label deal, The Weeknd withheld his identity and maintained an enigmatic, shadowy persona while releasing his mixtapes online. On social media outlets such as Twitter, he suffixed his name with XO. According to Hobie, it is meant as an emoticon for a kiss and a hug, while VH1's Zara Golden said that it is instead a reference to his recreational use of ecstasy and oxycodone.
Discography.
House of Balloons, 2011, Thursday, 2011, Echoes of Silence, 2011, Trilogy, 2012, Kissland, 2013.
Awards and nominations.
Asterisk listed contributor, not principal artist.